Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanishalaakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet. In this session, we'll be discussing from two verses, the 34th and the 35th verses of the 18th chapter of the first canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The 34th verse, Brahmanaihi Kshatrabandhurhi Grihapalo Nirupitaha Sakatham Tadgrihe Dvasthaha Sabhandam Bhoktum Arhati. Meaning of this verse is, the descendants of the kingly orders are definitely designated as watchdogs, and they must keep themselves at the door. On what grounds can dogs enter the house and claim to dine with the master on the same plate? These are very harsh words spoken by Shringi. Shringi is the son of this Brahmana, the Rishi Shamika. And because he has got some Brahmanical power, he is criticizing and condemning the king in very strong words. So Srila Prabhupada explains in the purport, the inexperienced Brahmana boy certainly knew that the king asked for water from his father, and the father did not respond. He tried to explain away his father's inhospitality in an impertinent manner befitting an uncultured boy. Small boy, he's powerful, but he's inexperienced, uncultured. So this Shringi is being described by Prabhupada as, this boy, Shringi, was not at all sorry for the king's not being well received. On the contrary, he justified the wrong act in a way characteristic of the Brahmanas of Kali Yuga. He is not taking into consideration that the king was not received properly. And he is just finding fault with the king without considering the fact that the king was thirsty, he was looking for water, and what is his position as the king. He's not considering all those things. He compared the king to a watchdog, and so it was wrong for the king to enter the home of a Brahmana and ask for water from the same pot. Somebody is designated to be a servant who's supposed to guard the house, standing at the door. Such a servant cannot enter the house and dine on the same level with the master. That's etiquette. But treating the king in that way, when the culture demands that a guest, whoever the guest may be, Atithi, should be treated Atithi Devo Bhava. That is the Vedic injunction. So he is not considering the king has come looking for water and he was not treated properly. But he is, on the contrary, criticizing the king's behavior. The dog is certainly reared by its master, but that does not mean that the dog shall claim to dine and drink from the same pot. This mentality of false prestige is the cause of downfall the perfect social order. And we can see that in the beginning it was started by the inexperienced son of a Brahmana. So in Kali Yuga, how did this begin? The Bhagavatam says it began with this Brahmana son, an inexperienced boy, uncultured boy, wrongly cursing a great Rajarshi, a pure devotee. As the dog is never allowed to enter within the room and hearth, although it is reared by the master, similarly, according to Shringi, the king had no right to enter the house of Shamika Rishi. So this boy is simply justifying his father's action, but he is not considering the position of the king and the treatment that the king deserves in his position as the king and as a guest, and that he is a Rajarshi. That consideration this boy doesn't have. According to the boy's opinion, the king was on the wrong side and not his father, and thus he justified a silent father. The 35th verse, this is again Shringi speaking. Krishne gate bhagavati shastari utpathagaminam tad bhinna setun adyaham shasmi pashyata me balam. The meaning of this verse is, after the departure of Lord Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead and supreme ruler of everyone, these upstarts have flourished, our protector being gone. Therefore, I myself shall take up this matter and punish them. Just witness my power. So, Shringi is a small boy, but how he has become proud of his acquired power, Brahmanical power. And he's even accusing the king of having become an upstart after the departure of Lord Krishna. Of course, the Bhagavatam says, Krishne swadhamopagate dharma jnana divisaha. When Krishna was there on this planet, he brought dharma, jnana, all good qualities to this world. But when Krishna went back to his personal abode, Swadhamo Pagate, after winding up his pastimes, along with Krishna, Dharma, Jnana, everything departed. Therefore, this Shringi is telling, after the departure of Lord Krishna, these upstarts have flourished, because our protector Krishna is no longer present on the earth. And therefore, I myself shall take up this matter and punish them. These upstarts, I shall personally punish. Witness my power. Just see what power I have. So the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, the inexperienced Brahmana, puffed up by a little Brahma Tejas, became influenced by the spell of Kali Yuga. Maharaj Parikshit gave license to Kali to live in 4 places as mentioned here and before. But by his very expert government, the personality of Kali could hardly find the places allotted to him. You see, there was no sinful activities going on in Parikshit's kingdom because Parikshit was protecting the citizens against committing sinful activities by his good governance. The personality of Kali Yuga, therefore, was seeking the opportunity to establish authority. And by the grace of the Lord, he found a hole in the puffed up, inexperienced son of a Brahmana. How Kali is entering in this age. Uh, the evil influence, Kali means the evil influence of this Kali Purusha. The little Brahmana wanted to show his prowess in destruction, and he had the audacity to punish such a great king as Maharaj Parikshit. See, when punishment is given, one has to consider who is the person who is being punished. What is his position? What is the situation? What is the mistake he has done? One cannot give heavy punishment for a minor mistake. Nor should a person who has committed a very, very, very grievous sin be pardoned and let go without being punished. So both are there. Now here Maharaj Parikshit is Rajarshi. He is the perfect ruler. He is a pure devotee. He is very cultured. He is a trained and experienced king. Inadvertently some mistake happened. Definitely Parikshit should be pardoned. And if at all some punishment is given, it should be very, very, very minor punishment for a small mistake. But here, this Brahmana wants to show his prowess in destruction. He wanted to take the place of Lord Krishna after his departure. After Krishna has gone back to his personal abode, this Brahmana boy wants to take Krishna's position. These are the principal signs of upstarts who want to take the place of Sri Krishna under the influence of the age of Kali. An upstart with a little power wants to become an incarnation of the Lord. In Kali Yuga, so many bogus incarnations are there. And innocent people, simple people, uneducated, sentimental people get carried away by false claims by such upstarts. If they have little power, they try to cheat innocent people claiming to be God and misdirecting people to worship them like God. This is certainly a big cheating that is going on in Kali Yuga. There are many false incarnations after the departure of Lord Krishna from the face of the globe, and they are misleading the innocent public by accepting the spiritual obedience of the general mass of people to maintain false prestige. See, just to maintain their position without qualification, claiming to be Brahmanas who deserve to be given proper respect by the other orders of the society. They mislead innocent people. And therefore, now people are becoming more and more aware of such false Brahmanas or false incarnations or false transcendentalists or spiritualists. And the Krishna consciousness movement declares a war against all such misleading false incarnations by teaching people that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the absolute truth, and everyone else who is not a devotee, who is not a follower of the principles taught by Krishna, especially in the Bhagavad Gita and the Srimad Bhagavatam, are actually misleading, they are false, they are unqualified, they are uncultured, they don't deserve to be given any respect. They should not be uh, considered as incarnations. So, Srila Prabhupada has enlightened us based on the authentic scriptures, and we should actually um, follow Srila Prabhupada's directions and not be misled by these upstarts who are unqualified, uncultured, um, false incarnations of God. I'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.